up. This is Phil.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm Phil Compton. I'm senior representative for Sierra Club with our local Beyond Oil campaign that we call Florida Healthy Air. Why do we care about solar power? One reason is it's going to make the air a lot cleaner. With me today is my colleague Tim Pepperline with the yellow cheat shirt on that says Beyond Coal, because moving beyond oil and moving beyond coal, the two fossil fuels we've been burning for the last 200 years that have put us in this mess, is what Sierra Club is truly dedicated to. Tim and I both live in Tampa. We both work out of our office in St. Petersburg. I invite you to come by 1990 Central Avenue, where we've been working out of St. Petersburg's first net zero energy office building for the last couple of years. It shows a very practical solution to this problem that we have here today. You know, people all over the world today are mourning the passing of Leonard Nimoy, who half a century ago created a character who brought the concepts of logic, reason, and science to problem solving. And in today's world and in today's America, where these concepts are under attack, where the fact that you can still make a snowball in Washington, D.C. disproves that anything bad is going on, according to some people, I think it's good to remember what Mr. Spock told us half a century ago. Transportation is as big a source of pollution as our power plants. We've heard a lot from Representative Dudley. Thank you very much for your leadership on the need for our utilities to clean up their act and give us the chance to participate in that. But here in transportation, most of us today did our part to help pollute the environment, as well as Duke and Tico are today as well. 3 trillion tons of carbon was put into our atmosphere last year by our cars, burning 121 billion gallons of oil. But there's a better way of getting around these days. Electric vehicles, you've heard about them, you may have seen them, you'll see them later this afternoon, are a solution to the pollution. They are a very major part of this, and this is a consumer choice that we can now make. Some people might say, well, aren't you just switching from oil to coal? Well, maybe that was true to some degree a while ago, but the amount of coal that is used by utilities has gone from half to less than a third, and it is continuing to decline. As we move, as is starting to happen in the Panhandle and other places, to solar energy replacing coal, your power from your electric car can be even cleaner year after year after year. But we can do better than that right now. We have a saying at Sierra Club, EV, electric vehicle, plus PV, photovoltaic, equals zero. Zero pollution, zero cost. What's wrong with that? As Representative Dudley said, the price of solar power is pretty good, and it's not going to go up. So why can't we use this? How would this work? Well, say you drive 12,000 miles a year. That's going to require 30 to 40 kilowatt hours a year. Oh, excuse me, 3,000 to 4,000 kilowatt hours a year. You're going to use about 1.5 to 3 kilowatt hours to charge your PV. You would need about 150 to 300 square foot of your roof to be covered with photovoltaic to charge your own car. There are people here in Tampa who are doing this today. They don't pay anything for fuel. But then again, if you just charge with electric charging station at your home, at work, anywhere around town, it's going to cost you about $400 a year versus $1,000 at the current price of oil. So you're going to save over half. And the EV owners that are here today, and I know there's a number, how many people have an EV and drove their EV here today? Thank you. Thank you for not polluting. Thanks for being part of the solution. They're going to tell you that the maintenance cost is really not so much, right? President Obama challenged America a few years ago in the State of the Union speech that we would have 1 million EVs on the road by 2015. We're not going to quite get there. We're probably going to be at about 400,000 by the end of this year. It's still less than 1% of sales in the United States. 0.85% of cars sold last year were EVs. We need 10 million EVs on the road by 2025 in order to have a shot at avoiding the worst effects of climate change. Sierra Club is dedicated to that. I'm the staff person for Sierra Club, along with my colleague John Ullman in Miami, who is working on this as to get EVs out there and to work with you all to identify the barriers and to remove the barriers to adoption, such as setting up state and local task forces with government officials to advocate for rebates, charging at work, utility incentives that a lot of states have that we don't have. Our utilities do support EVs. We need to work with them to say, okay, put your money where your mouth is. Let's help get these incentives so that people can put these solar panels on the roof, that they can have charging stations at home. There are 8 states in the Northeast and the West Coast that now have a plan where they are going to wind up with 3.3 million EVs on the road by 2025. They're doing their part. What are we doing here in Florida? Not enough. We want to work with you all and people around the state to make this happen here in the Sunshine State. Georgia now has a $5,000 rebate off your taxes in addition to the $7,500 federal rebate that you can get right here, right now. So the #1 city for EV ownership in the country is now San Francisco, but #2 is Atlanta, having just passed Seattle. And that's a great thing in Atlanta. Why? Well, Atlanta's a pretty smoggy town. Atlanta has been at risk of losing their federal highway funds because of the unhealthy air that is created by the traffic congestion there. You know, Mr. Nimoy passed away yesterday with end-stage COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder. Hillsborough County, you may not know, is the smoggiest county in the state of Florida. It is tougher for seniors like Mr. Nimoy with COPD, and it's tough for kids and adults with asthma. We have the biggest number of days every year right here with levels of smog that are unhealthy for us all to breathe, but particularly kids with asthma and seniors with COPD and emphysema. And our cars are every bit as much of a problem as is the source of pollution that's coming from TECO and Duke. Today, you'll have an opportunity to speak with people, the leaders of the Suncoast Electric Vehicle Association, the Central Florida Electric Vehicle Association, Tom and Jose and Al, who have their cars out here today, and they have the experience of being EV drivers. There are other EV drivers here. Talk to them, learn about it. Please sign up with us. Tom has clipboard. We are going to be organizing not only task force, we're also going to be organizing the biggest event that we've seen in the state of Florida, National Drive Electric Vehicle Day in September, where the general public will be able to come out and test drive any of the EVs that are on the market today and learn about these cars and the benefits of all the new green technology that is out there. You know, people who can see the future, and that's us. We need to work together because really logic does dictate that we do so. And I promise you that if you join us in making these changes, that the results will be fascinating. Thank you.